If you're training characters and feel like you're not making any real progress, this video is going to be for you. Today, I want to talk about looping, why some people do it, why some people don't do it, and how it can be beneficial for you. And if you're even the right person who it will be benefiting. As a disclaimer, looping is not mandatory. If you know what you're doing with your legacies, if you understand what sparks are good for what characters, this is not going to be for you. Looping is for people like myself who were stuck in the beginning and didn't really have a real sense of direction of what things are doing for what characters and for who. Also, on Gametora, I really think they put it best. The problem with looping is that it's mind numbing. Long to me is more RNG related. You could get really lucky while doing your loops and hit 3-star sparks early. You could also be really unlucky and it take a while. The same could be said for doing it with just random characters. You may hit a random spark really early, or you may hit it really late. That part doesn't really matter to me. We're all going to be playing this game for a long time, in theory. And then this part is something that you do have to understand. Looping does not increase your factors of getting good sparks. It's just kind of there to help you hone in on a specific character and some specific synergies for your main character that you want to pick, compared to you turning around and saying, hey, I got this random spark and I got this random spark, and these are like really good for this random character over here. If you can't do that process right there, looping will definitely help. But don't forget, it is most definitely boring. And as long as you're okay with that, then this is definitely going to help you. So to start off, I want to guide you through making a tree and my thought process for it. So with the main character, this question is, who do I want to be Omega Juiced? Or who is my favorite character? For me, Season 2, Tokai Teo. You already know. So that is who I decided to go for. I'll click on this recommended button and I'll say, okay, do I have any of these characters that have a really high number here? Because I want to hit 150 or higher. And so let's just say, okay, cool, I have Megito McQueen and she's got a 31. Awesome. I'll put her here. So now you see I have 31. And then we'll say, okay, well now I need another parent. I got Simbali Rudolph. Let me do that. And so now it jumps me up to 90. And you see it says 61 more points is required for the double circle. We'll get to all this here in a bit. But let's continue here. So I have my main character, and now I have the parents. Well, now I have to get the grandparents. And so on this page, we'll scroll down, and it'll say the best sub-legacies for Megito McQueen. And so this is just saying, what are the best parents for McQueen? I do have Daiwa Scarlet. She's got a high number. All right, let's go here. And then I don't have these. I got Super Creek, pretty high number. And we'll slot her into this. So now I have one side of the tree done. Now I need to finish this side. So we'll scroll down. The best sub-legacies or the best parents for Simbali Rudolph. I don't have Tiamat. Oh, I do have El Condor Pasa, and we'll do the same thing again. I don't want to use characters that I've already used because ideally I pass down a lot of different skills. So I'm not going to choose Daiwa Scarlet here. I will be choosing Special Week because I don't have some of these characters and I've already chosen Super Creek, so I'll go with Special Week. And now you see that gets me at 182 affinity. So the reason why we want to have that double circle affinity, why we want to be at 151 or higher, is because this determines things that are synergistic with my main character or with my child. And what do I mean by synergistic? So these characters may all do medium or long. They may do pace chasing. They may have good compatibility with turf. They may have good skills that Tokai Teo could also use. So the higher this affinity is, the better it is for your main character or your child. And so the idea becomes, if I can get good grandparents mixed in through here, they will then in turn create really good parents here, which then in turn makes a superstar omega juiced character for whoever your main character is. Now, when you're doing your runs with these 4 characters up here, it is very important to note, you do not care about winning your career. You don't care about, you know, how good of a stats you get. Oh, do they have max stats, or are they the most optimal character? Right now, you are only going after sparks. So you are only going after these things right here. I want to have a 3-star. For me, I don't care if it's speed, stamina, or power. Everything else after that is only a bonus. This is your setup phase. This is not your final destination. Your final destination is once you get to start playing your main character or your child down here. The benefits of looping are quite a couple different things. If you just pick at willy-nilly random characters and you get a 3-star spark, and then you say, hey, they may have a medium here, but then what if they have like a mile here? And then what if this one has like an end here? That doesn't really help juice up my McQueen, because she wants to do medium and she wants to do front or pace. And so this allows you to kind of hone in on the pool at which you're trying to get. It's trying to give you better aptitudes of track distance and style. You're, in theory, hopefully going to get better things like medium that I'm going after, like turf, speed. You know, these are the sparks that you're looking for that will synergize into making better parents, into making a better child. This is also how you would be able to take, let's just say for instance, a B dirt character and turn them into an A or an S rank dirt character. For more questions about the aptitudes, I have a video about that. Y'all can check that out, but let's just focus on looping. So now that we know that, hey, if I win the run or don't win the run, it doesn't matter, I'm just looking for my sparks, that kind of helps ease the mindset of, oh man, I gotta win every single run. Oh man, this character has to be super good for PvP. Oh man, I've got to get the best, most optimal thing. It kind of takes away that need, and it's like, oh hey, even if I don't win, there may still be something good that comes out of this. And so that's another really good benefit, especially for me, like long term. It helps set the stage for expectations, and it really helps ease the pain of like, oh, I didn't make it to the very end. Oh, I didn't win. It helps that a lot. So if you've been following along and you've made your compatibility tree, let's go ahead and go. You can click down here to this legacy guide, and if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you'll get to this tree right here. There are a couple things that I want to look at from this tree. First off, if you see it says trainee, this is going to be the character that you're going to play as, that you're going to run. If it says legacy, then that means those characters would be slotted into these positions right here. And so how do I determine who do I play? How do I determine what legacy I'm supposed to put there? Very simple. We're going to follow this diagram. So trainee right here, this is slot number 3. Then that means over here, I'm going to play with slot number 3, which would be El Condor Pasa. And her legacies are going to be slots 1 and 2, which would be Daiwa and Super Creek. And then we're just going to follow this all the way down. We'll go trainee and legacy. So 4 is my trainee. It would be special week. And then my legacies would be slot 2 and 3. So it'd be Super Creek and El Condor Pasa. Now, ideally, you use the El Condor Pasa that you just trained right here as your legacy. That is the important step that you make sure you do. So then when you come down to this trainee, the special week and El Condor Pasa run that I just did will now be used as legacies for Daiwa Scarlet. You're going to continue this process, and then, you know, we'll go down to here, we'll do this trainee, and then once you get down to this one, then we go back up to the top and we follow it. And now we just loop that process. Well, you say, okay, hey, how do I know what legacy to use? I've got multiple legacies built up. When you come down to filtering, in my opinion, it'd be best to filter by date acquired and then set it to descending, so that way you see your most recent run. And so remember, I'm looking to get a good special week. And so I'll take a look at this special week and I'll say, I only got 1 wit. It's not really that great. I'll move on to a different one. And then I'll say, let's take a look at this one. Oh, this one has 1 stamina. That's not terrible. And then we'll say, let's take a look at this one. And that's got 1 wit. Well, out of the 3 choices of the special weeks I just ran, I'm going to pick the one that has the stat that I'm looking for, or I'm going to pick the one that has the higher amount of stars on the stat that I'm looking for. So out of these three, I've got a wit, and a stamina, I think it was. I'm definitely going to be choosing the stamina with a 1 star. But you say, hey, what if I have a stamina that has a 2 star and I just got the run done? Well, guess what? Now we're going to pick that 2-star stamina because it makes our runs just that much easier. We're getting stats that we are looking for that are good for us instead of slotting in like guts or wit. They're not really that helpful to completing our run or to even just getting to 600 of a particular stat. And so once you find the one that you're looking for, you can set them as a favorite up here at the top left. And once you have your favorite set, we can go down to filter, and we'll filter it up here at the top by our favorites. And now we say, hey, I don't have to sift through all these people anymore. These are the ones that I'm going to be used to start looping. And so let's say, for instance, on this special week, I got a 2-star speed. Really, the only way that I can go is up, so it would have to be a 3-star speed, right? But I was using that 1 stamina before, and now I'm upgraded to a 2-star speed. My only upgrade is a 3-star of speed, stamina, or power. And so I'll just continue using this until I get the 3-star. Once you have 4 3-star sparks completed, so your entire grandparent line just has a 3. And so for me, it would look like Daiwa Scarlet has a 3-star of speed, stamina, or power. Super Creek has a 3-star of the same thing. El Condor Pasa, Special Week. Once they all have their 3-star spark, now we can move down and play our parents. And so I'll be using Megino McQueen, and she will use the 2 characters that are on her side of Super Creek and Daiwa Scarlet. And then same for Simbali Rudolph. I'll be using El Condor Pasa and Special Week. A great question that I had from my Discord server was, what am I supposed to do with my guest run? So for me, you can do one of 2 things. You can either take your guest run and go play, a random run for fun, or if you want to stick to the looping, for me, on my tree, I have Simbali Rudolph as my parent. I don't have a 3-star Special Week. But I do have a 3-star El Condor Pasa. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my El Condor Pasa, and I'm going to use my guest here. And so then I'll take this run, and if my Simbali Rudolph hits a 3-star, speed, power, stamina, doesn't matter for me. If she hits that, she now becomes a 9-star character because she has a 3-star speed on the El Condor Pasa, which is right here, 3-star speed here. And then the Rice Shower that I'm using, which is a guest, has a 3-star speed here and is right here. So now my Simbali Rudolph is 9 stars. So my Simbali Rudolph is completed. That parent is done. So if this is done, I don't need to run Special Week. So I can maybe get lucky and I can maybe skip a whole step, which would be great. If I don't get lucky with my guest, I'll still have to keep running Special Week so that way I can get her to 3-star. And then I can play Simbali Rudolph with my own El Condor Pasa and my own Special Week. Once you finish up getting your grandparents and your parents and you're finally getting to play your main character, you will have a lot of very good synergistic sparks that play into your main character. So my Tokai Teo, whenever I get to there, I won't have increases on something like a sprint or a mile. I won't have an increase on something like front running. It'll all be synergistic because I've finally gotten all this good affinity, all this compatibility, so that I can make the best possible scenario for my Tokai Teo. Looping is boring for some and essential for others, just depending on what it is that you're looking for and if you need help. I know I most definitely did, so I have been looping. For other people, they don't need that help and they're able to discern what's good for who. If you can do that, you don't need to loop. Just remember, at the end of the day, this is just a tool to help you get to where you're trying to go. Let me know down below if you have any other questions about looping, and I will do my best to answer them. You can also join my Discord server where I and a bunch of other people can also help with any looping questions. I hope this video helps you, and if you're looking for more Umamusume content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like, share, comment, and all that good stuff. And for more gacha content, I got that coming too as well. But until the next video, hope y'all have a good one. Good luck with your loops, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!